لا إله إلا الله. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذين تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. It's funny. I always be assigning khatibs and scheduling them. This is the first time I'm actually up here. I never knew that was it was this difficult, I guess, to make up a khutbah, because yesterday night the khatib that I had scheduled for today kind of canceled on some family issues and whatnot. So me and Omar and Imran give a good 2 hours to this khutbah. So inshallah, y'all will like it. A sample of what MSA guys can do. Alright. One of my friends was going through some difficulties, and it just so happens that the person's dad passed away. And not only that, he has he's a son. He has a younger sister, a younger brother, and another younger sister. And suddenly, the shock of losing a father, of having the responsibility, since he's the oldest son, to take on this, as the man of the household, it was really heavy for him. And so, he was going through this, and he was like, man, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I have to go through college, I have to pay the bill now, and I have so many responsibilities on my shoulders. And I told him to reflect, because I can't, level with this person. I haven't gone through such a thing. So I was like, well, think about the Prophet ﷺ. He went through many hardships. He lost loved ones, and he strived through them. And he said, well, the Prophet is an exception. He knew at the end of the day, he would be successful. He knew he was a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He knew that his akhirah was set. He knew that he would get the highest of Jannah. He knew that he would be set. But I don't even know if I'm going to be able to afford for food for my family next month, let alone Jannah. I don't know. I don't have any of these things. I don't know what's set in store for me. And so I couldn't say anything to that. I was like, man, I can't say anything. And so I reflected on this, and I thought about the Prophet ﷺ, and I was like, before he was the Prophet, before he was the savior of mankind, before he was the mercy of mankind, before he was the seal of the prophets, before he was any of these things, he was a human. He was just like all of us. The prophethood didn't come to him since he was born. He didn't know about his, akhirah was set in store for him. He didn't know any of these things. When the first revelation came to him, now, imagine yourself in his shoes. You're a person who's done so much good for society. You provide for the needy. You give to the hungry. You do all of these good things. You haven't harmed anyone. You're a good person. Everyone loves you. You have no one who hates you. And you're going through your life, and you're in and the Prophet ﷺ, he knew the corruption in his society. He saw these things. And he would go, even before revelation, he would reflect on these things. And we all know he would go to the cave of Hira and he would reflect on these things. And so, one day, and imagine this, he's away from everyone else. He's in a cave by himself, unsuspecting of any form of, anyone coming to him or anything happening to him, anything bad. He's in his, cool zone. And, relate this to yourself in bed. If you're out in Wheeler, you can expect someone to come and jack you or something. That's reasonable. But if you're sleeping in your bed, you can't expect someone to come out of nowhere and grab you or something. So the Prophet was just like that. He was in meditation, and out of nowhere, something just clings on him. And just like, and you all know the rest of the story. I'm not gonna go into more detail, but he was traumatized by it. He was given these small ayahs. He was given this revelation. He didn't even know what it was. And he was just released. And so he ran home to, like, a safe zone. Because he thought, okay, look, like, that's definitely not a safe zone. So imagine, like, you're a person who's done all these things. What would be going through your head if something like this happened? You'd be like, am I possessed? Did I do anything wrong? Do I deserve this? Am I crazy? Like, all these things were going through his head. And imagine, this is a human being. I know he's the best of mankind, but he's a human. All these things were going through his head. And so, my point about this is that he was human. And so, after some time went by, and he was he was given no revelation for a while, and so he could calm himself down, and he was getting back, he was recovering from it, I suppose. And so the second revelation came. And now imagine this. He's walking in the street, not suspecting anything, and he looks up in the sky, and out of nowhere is this huge figure. It's this huge thing. It's the angel Jibreel alayhi salam. And this huge thing covers the whole horizon. It's this tall skyscraper, huge thing. One of the most magnificent creations of Allah Azza wa Jal. And imagine if I saw that, I'll probably figure out and run around in circles or something. But imagine what the Prophet ﷺ was going through. He saw such a huge thing. You're not going to be like, oh, I have to be like a prophet or something. Something's cool happening. We probably think something cool is happening. I don't know, some of us might. But but he ran home. Again, this is a very, very difficult situation. This is something new. He didn't know what's going on. He doesn't know the big picture yet. And so he goes, and we all know the story. He wraps himself up, and it's revealed to him. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ya ayyuhal muddathir قم فأنذر وربك فكبر وثيابك فطهر والرجز فاهجر ولا تمنن تستكثر ولربك فاصبر. It's revealed to him, O you who is covered in garments, arise and warn, and your Lord glorify, and your clothing purify, and uncleanliness avoid, and do not confer favor to acquire more, but for your Lord be patient. And after this revelation, the revelation came steadily after. Now think about this. The Prophet ﷺ, in these ayahs, after being revealed the first set, gaining knowledge, of course, is told to confront his society, confront the norm, the corruptions of his society. Now imagine this person has been searching for an answer. He's been contemplating. He knows that there's a problem. Until now, he hasn't had the answer. But now, he's given the burden. Now he's given, the challenge. This is your challenge. You have to arise and warn. You have to glorify your Lord. You have to glorify your Lord in a place where, there's idol worship. There's all sorts of these things. Now, all of us go through hardships. All of us have goals that we have to achieve. All of us are going through this schooling. We know that classes are tough. These are hardships. And we have other hardships. And all of us have different levels of hardship. I'm not saying that, your hardships are nothing. But the Prophet ﷺ had this huge, huge goal that he had to achieve. That he had to, send the message. He was the messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And to imagine, given this thing, he knew that he wouldn't enjoy the comforts of life he had before. He wouldn't sleep as soundly as he used to. He wouldn't, enjoy different luxuries of life. He knew he would have to worry about, he was a man who worried about people, of course, but he would have to constantly send this message to as many people as he could. And we know the rest of his life, the 3 years that followed were all hardships. He faced tremendous burdens, the death of his wife, the year of sorrow, knowing his uncles are against him. Imagine this, you're a person who everyone trusted, who everyone, you have these respectful names, and all this is just brought down all of a sudden because you have this message. And so he had all of these burdens. Now imagine this, going through such a thing. And having believers, just a small group of people people as your support. And you have to face this huge ocean of mushrikeen and all these different people who hate you. And some of these people are your family members. And so my point today is that we all have hardships. We all have struggles. We all have different things going on in our lives. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in a famous ayah, in the last part of Surah Baqarah, said, all of us are not given a burden that we cannot bear. So we know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has actually told us, the Prophet wasn't told this until later, but we've been told from the Quran and everything, that we can handle this. Whatever we have, we can handle it. And so we have these goals in life. You have to be a doctor, you want to be a pharmacist, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be all these different things, an engineer. You have to go through different hardships. And so if you think about it, Jannah is the ultimate goal. It should be all of our goals. And to attain the highest level of Jannah, you're going to go through hardships. The ultimate goal will have the ultimate hardships. But you have to persevere. We have the technology. We have what it takes. We have what it takes to combat these hardships. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المرسلين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. How many of you have heard of Joseph Kony? I think all of us have. And it's funny, my friend, when he saw the video, it didn't have that many views as it did. And then the second day that I watched it, it was over 11 million. And this morning I just checked it again, and it was over 50 million. And so, why am I bringing this up? The person who made the video, Jason Russell, he spent 9 years doing this. That's perseverance. That's, he's passionate about it. What he wanted to achieve, he's achieved. I know there's controversial issues going on, whether it's fake or whether he's trying to get money from us or if it's real or not. But he achieved it. All of us are talking about it. The whole country's talking about it. It was on the news. He achieved the goal that he wanted to achieve. And I'll think about it, from the start, he was one person. He was one person, and he identified, if we're assuming this story is correct, he identified an issue in Uganda, and we all know the rest of the story. So from the start, he had a huge task to do. And he went through all of the different steps, and we saw the video quality. It was good. It looked like he put in a lot of effort. And so my point is that we can I'm not saying go help Uganda. No, I'm not preaching for that. But I'm going to say, take an example from this person. This person has shown us that when you have a goal and you're passionate about that goal, you won't care about the hardships that are along the way. You just ignore them, you go through them, but you just stay, keep your eye on the prize. You want it so bad that you won't care about all the different milestones you have to go through it. And so, my point today is the Prophet ﷺ, he had a huge goal to do. Now imagine what his goal was, and I'll relate it to us. Imagine if you had the task to tutor everyone on campus. Tutor every last person on campus, enough so that they have the ability to get an A. That's basically what he had. He had to give the message, give the people a chance to get to Jannah, right? So how difficult is this? If I was given such a thing, I don't think I'll be able to do it. All these things will come into my mind. But remember that these hardships, they're gonna come. We're gonna go through a lot. Life isn't easy. I'm not saying we give up. We're not gonna give up. We have what it takes. My goal today is to inspire myself and inspire all of us to achieve those goals that we always wanted to achieve. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Jannah is a goal, yes. We have to get it. And then the Prophet ﷺ said, when you wish for Jannah, don't wish for the lowest part. Wish for the highest. Why did he say that? Because if you have that drive, if you want to get the best, then you'll get the best. And if not, even if you fall short, you'll still be there. Most of my friends are like, man, I just wish I passed this class. I'm like, bro, get an A. Like, ask for 100. Be like, I'm going to get an A. And if you fall short, get an A minus or a B or something. At least it's, like, at least you're passing. Like, don't wish for the lowest. Like, I want all of us to know that as Muslims, as people who are given the knowledge, as people who know that we can handle these hardships, that we can handle them. So inshallah, I'll conclude with that. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make our hardships easier for us, to help us achieve the goals that we're trying to achieve, and to help us in pursuing our goals, and to accept all of us in Jannatul Firdaus. Inshallah, ibadallah, inna Allah ya'muru bil adli wal ihsan وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون اذكروا الله العظيم يذكركم واشكروه يزدكم واستغفروه يغفر لكم واتقوه يجعل لكم من أمركم مخرجا وأقيموا الصلاة.